Hello and welcome to a special video that at first glance is maybe like, why is this on his channel? Secondarily, you may think, wait, no, he talks about this stupid system all the time. That's why it's on his channel. I have conscripted a couple of random folks from the Runner Hub Giant Skype chat, and we're going to play a game of Dungeon World. Just real quick, have a little bit of fun. Because I talk about this system a lot, and I kind of want to showcase its strengths. Its focus on narrative over mechanics, and its focus on improvisational, both roleplay and just gameplay. So I've gotten a couple of people here. We're going to go real quick, just introduce them, I guess, by their Reddit names. Bang out a couple of character creation things, because character creation is super quick and simple in Dungeon World. I'm going to describe the single piece of prep that I have done for this session, which is a scene to start us off, and we're going to see where we end up in 3 or so hours, at which point we will kill one of the players because he has to leave early, but we'll see what happens. So I guess starting from left to right in Runner Hub, if you want to just say hi so they know your name, and that'd be the person on the left who does. That you are you. You are on the left.
Yeah, I get it now, what you're talking about. Hi guys, I'm Beckton. My only character on Runner Hub is Smolder, and that's all.
Boom, done, perfect. Next.
Hi, I'm Gwyn. I'm here against my will. I played Gungo, Jaws, and a few others. Hi.
You read it incorrectly. It is you are here of your own free will. I understand that English is not your first language, and I will forgive you. We'll fix it in post.
sorry. Put me back.
Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm Reddit username RyanJ443. I play Halberd, the drunk German dwarf who can't get drunk, and Ears, I'm a shaman.
And then finally, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that because you are always and will for always be S-ever to me.
Yep. It doesn't matter what my Reddit name is because people call me Ez because my Runner Hub character is Ezra, so people call me Ez. And I guess that's just my new name now.
Yeah, you might as well just give up your old identity and change everything about your life.
Burn the sin.
Burn that real life sin.
I
Awesome.
feel like that happened to someone.
So I know a couple of people have cheated and already begun to look at the different classes and stuff in the Dungeon World book, and a couple of people have already picked some classes, and a couple of people, those bastards, have actually went ahead and made a character. So
You linked the book.
because
Not
you have
my
to read
fault.
things.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to start with you then, since you have already cheated, and it'll give everybody else who's playing at home time to catch up. We'll just go, what class did you end up picking?
I picked a thief.
Okay.
And going with the thief character creation, I picked a human. I gave him the name Black Rat. And going further, and when I chose the looks, I gave him criminal eyes, a hooded head, dark clothes, and a live body.
So a skinny little thief. Where did you end
Yeah,
up putting
he
your
looks like-
attributes?
9 strength, 16 dex, 8 con, 15 int, 12 wisdom, and 13 charisma.
People who actually visit my channel all the time would be like, oh, those numbers are weird, because they're not in the form of 2d6s and many d6s and that kind of thing. But everybody else, did you guys have... I know somebody had a start of a character, and I know somebody cheated and made a character for something else, but not necessarily for this. Did you guys have an idea for a class that you wanted to play?
I had the Ranger.
Excellent. Do you want to run through your body description and where you stuck your attributes?
My body description is a human named Jonah. I went with the given name. The look is sharp eyes, hooded head, cape, and loose body.
Excellent. And where did you place your starting attributes?
Nah, that's the question I had.
Excellent.
Because I don't know what the stats do. I got the basic idea. So I mean, Dex should be the highest, 16, because he's a ranger. I don't know what wisdom and intelligence is useful for me.
They
Neither I
are
know.
your wisdom is your is basically willpower from Shadowrun, and your intelligence is basically a combination of logic and intuition.
All right, then I'm going to. Then I think strength 9, con 13,
Constitution, your health,
Constitution,
and your body stat, essentially.
yes, wisdom 15, intelligence 8, and charisma 13.
Awesome. Ryan or Ash, did you guys have a character that you wanted to play?
I realized the one I made when messing around with character creation was using third-party playbooks, and
Cheater.
that's just an arse to mess with. But I'm looking at paladins
Excellent.
because
You will be a stalwart hero of the land.
well, I was more I kind of wanted to be the La, which is actually what the ability is called. It's brilliant.
Which ability?
Paladin has the ability when you give an NPC an order based on the fact you're a paladin.
Yes.
Roll plus charisma, and it's called I am the law.
You are the law. This is correct. So,
Yeah.
what do you look like? What is your look?
Nothing like the guy in the actual book. 'Cause he looks. They need a better artist. I was thinking, kind of inexperienced, young, and only really gets at all serious when there's something bad happening, or like dependable. But
Did you have an idea where you wanted to
I've been
put your
looking at the
attributes?
sheet so much at the moment.
Do you know where you want to put your attributes?
Oh dear.
Because if not, we will skip over to Ryan and put him on the spot.
This is still on, right?
What's that?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
You act so nervous, like somebody's going to judge you for all of this. Ryan.
Okay, I have an idea of what I want to play.
Excellent. What
I
is
would
it?
like to human fighter.
Awesome.
Because why not? She is called Brienne. She has eager eyes, wild hair, tan skin, lithe body,
Lithe body?
and light body.
Yep.
I have no clue what that means.
Like a dancer, not like a dancer or a gymnast, not muscular, but has like a toned.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. A lithe body. And I think I have my stats arranged.
Excellent.
So strength 16, con 15, dex 8, int 13, wisdom 9, charisma 12.
Excellent. And what race did you choose?
Race?
Yes.
Human.
Excellent. Humans are great. So that was the difficult part, right, guys? You just got to pick your class and that kind of stuff. I really love fighters in Dungeon World, although I have never gotten a chance to play one. If you guys have names, if you could change the names at the bottom of your Roll20 tag, that would be great. But I'll make Gwen go next because they have cheated. So, what's your alignment?
I'm a good person, of course.
So evil.
No. Well, I'm flexible. That's the good thing about. Let's just say neutral for the time being.
No, you could be the other one because it's not like in Dungeon World. It is not a rock hard. I'm explaining to the audience, sir. In Dungeon World, your alignment is not a rock hard. It has to be the driving factor of every aspect of your life. In most other fantasy settings like D&D and Pathfinder, that's basically what it is. Here, if during a session you have played into your alignments thing, for example, here under the thief, if they are chaotic, should a thief leap into danger without a plan, they have fulfilled their alignment for that session. If they are neutral, if they avoid detection or infiltrate a location, that would count as fulfilling their alignment. Or if they are evil, shift danger or blame from yourself to someone else. When you fulfill your alignment at the end of the session, you get to mark experience. Only once, so you don't need to keep putting everybody else in harm's way if you're evil, but if you do it once, and who knows what form that may take, you get to mark experience.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, but I marked on evil, but rogues have thieves have flexible morals, so
this is true. So you are evil.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you not be all good all the time?
So, Jonah, you get to choose a animal companion. You were talking about a bear earlier.
Yeah. I wanted to get a bear, and
Sure.
I chose the base stat line of. Let me open it.
Get a little piece of paper out so I can mark this down.
The last one. So ferocity +3,
Mm-hmm.
cunning +1, 1 armor, and instinct +2.
Sure. Does your bear have a name?
I haven't figured one out yet. I will tell you later.
Awesome. And then I believe you had a. You had to choose as many strengths as his ferocity and then his trainings and that kind of stuff. Do you know what that is yet,
So-
or are you still thinking?
I figured those out. So the strengths are burly, huge, and ferocious. The training is fight monsters, and the weaknesses are savage and frightening.
Excellent. Do you have an alignment?
Nope, I don't know what I want for those yet.
Excellent. We'll just kind of leave you hanging there for a minute, and we'll come back around to you in a moment. Ryan, coming over here to
Yes.
the fighter. Tell me about your weapon. There are many like it. This one is yours. What is it?
My weapon is an axe. It's a versatile thing. It's very good at hitting people or throwing at people. It's also very sharp and unblemished.
Excellent. Do you have an alignment?
I am neutral. Defeat a worthy opponent.
Excellent. We'll see if we can find you some worthy opponents today. And then our paladin, who's had some connection issues.
Reconnected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
And my character sheet crashed.
That's fine. You
I
need a
hate
minute?
You, Adobe. I.
If you need a moment, I can continue on to come back to you.
Going for the second pass.
That's fine.
Jesus Christ.
Coming back to our thief, who is the cheater, and it's very appropriate. So your load is 9 plus your strength. That is plus your strength attribute, so you can figure out whatever that is. You start with some dungeon rations, leather armor, 3 uses of your chosen poison. What poison did you choose?
I chose the oil of target, basically the sleep poison.
Excellent. So you may poison people. Choose your arms. Would you like a dagger and short sword or a rapier?
Fancy weapon, dagger and short sword, of course.
Of course. What ranged weapon would you like? Throwing daggers or a bow?
Throwing daggers, they are easier to hide.
Wonderful. And would you like adventuring gear or a healing potion? And if you need, I
the
can.
gear.
Excellent. Are you aware with what it does?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. I'm going to explain it anyway for the people at home. Adventuring gear is a backpack full of junk. When you are going to town to the general store and filling up on 10-foot poles and 50 feet of rope and pintons and camprons and all of that other crap that you see in your D&D fantasy rulebooks and a lot of your other role-playing rulebooks, that is all adventuring gear. Each purchase of an adventuring gear gets you 5 uses. At any time, you may reach into said bag and pull out a mundane thing. You're in a situation where you need that 50 feet of rope, mark off a use of your adventuring gear, you now have 50 feet of rope. Congratulations. Super simple. Makes things way easier. And now you're done until we get to bonds, which we'll talk about as a group in a moment. Jonah.
We got the alignment, which is chaotic,
Excellent.
and I have to free someone from literal or figurative bonds.
Excellent. We'll make a hero out of you yet, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh man.
For your gear, you also start with rations, some leather armor, some arrows, and you may choose your armament of a hunter's bow and short sword, or a hunter's bow and a spear.
First, I have a question about this. Your load is 11 plus your strength, so is it the 9 strength I have or the bonus I should have?
The strength, the number.
So it's 20, thanks.
Let me
Hunter's bow
double
and
check
short
that,
sword.
actually, real quick. HPs. Because it's actually been a while. I'm sorry, it is plus the bonus. When it spells out the word, like with your stats at the top, it says your maximum hit points is 8 plus Constitution. That is the full number of the Constitution, whereas down here it is just the bonus. I have
So
it would be 11 plus
a
the
9
modifier.
A 9 strength would have modifier of, I don't know, -2.
I believe it's only -1 if it's in.
0. 0.
Thank you.
9 is still 0.
Excellent.
Then 11.
Excellent.
11.
So,
I chose the hunter's bow and the short sword.
okay. Would you like adventuring gear and rations, or adventuring gear and additional bundle of arrows?
Dungeon rations.
Excellent.
Yes, yeah.
Having food is very important. Coming over here to Ryan. You have your weapon, obviously. You have your dungeon rations with 5 uses. Choose your defenses: chainmail and adventuring gear, or scale armor. And the mute button is your greatest defense.
I'm not too sure. I think I'll go with what I've got written. Scale mail.
Okay.
Scale armor, sorry.
Did you read the basic section on what armor does?
A wee bit.
Okay, so armor very much works. Actually, there isn't a very good Shadowrun equivalent. It just straight up is damage reduction. If I hit you for 4 points of damage and you have 2 points of armor, you take 2 points of damage. Done.
Nice.
There are certain like heavier armors that have, say, the clumsy tag, but that's not something you need to worry about because you are a fighter. You ignore the clumsy tag. You may choose two between healing potions, a shield, antitoxin, and dungeon rations, or 22 coins.
I choose a shield and antitoxin, dungeon rations, and a polis and herbs. That's all the one thing, isn't it?
Yep, that is all the same one. Excellent. S, how you doing?
I found a better character sheet in
Perfect.
in a Excel format, so
Awesome.
I'm playing a good paladin
Excellent.
because lawful and good are two different things, which is nice. I'm playing Lux Augustine, a relatively young paladin who has kind eyes, perfectly immaculately styled hair, a fairly worn holy symbol, and looks pretty fit for his age. Do you want the build or?
Yep, we got to catch you up.
15 strength, 11 dex, 13 con, 8 int, 9 whiz, and 17 charisma.
You're a very, very pretty man.
Paladins usually have to have a lot of force of will.
Yep.
Just reading through the moves.
So, let me go down here real quick, and we'll come back up to it in a second. For your gear, what is your,
I've taken scale, the long sword and shield.
the classic adventuring gear, or dungeon rations and a healing potion?
I apparently already have some. I'm probably taking the rations and potion. Makes more sense for the paladin.
Excellent. What is your mark of faith?
My mark of faith. Because there's no way to make weird grave paladins. It is a symbol of the sun.
Praise the sun.
He
Praise the
very
sun.
much he very much encourages you to praise it if you so desire. But he won't force it on anyone. He'll just beat the living daylights out of someone in the name of their god and then double check if they want to convert.
Who is your god?
The one
Oh
and the
dear,
one.
now you're asking setting questions.
I am. This is how it
Yeah.
is done.
Because I'm terrible at thinking up names on the spot, except for when it's mildly convenient, it's probably going to be Solaris.
I love it. Praise the sun.
Yes, I have been playing Dark Souls. How did you know?
I'm pretty sure we all have over the past couple of days.
I
Um,
have
50
been
hours.
playing but that's irrelevant for the moment.
yeah, I am so super bad at that game. So, are you on a quest?
Crap, I need to read over quest. Now I
Excellent.
saw that and I was like, moving down. Quest. When you dedicate yourself to a mission through
Through
to a
prayer
mission
and
through
ritual
prayer and
cleansing,
ritual cleansing. So burn it with fire and pray for their souls.
purge the heretic.
Spare not the heretic from the chaos. Etc. Etc. Slay the blank, defend the blank, discover the truth of the blank. I can't slay the moon, though that would be a brilliant way to go. Choking
You,
in
sir,
space.
think too small. Because slaying the moon doesn't necessarily need to be the moon in the sky. It could be, maybe
I
there's
mean,
a
I
cult
could-
of the moon. Maybe there is a moon priestess. Maybe there's an opposing faction, which you just need to kill their leader.
Well, it's a horrible idea to kill the moon because there's just eternal sun. There needs to be disparity, is all I'm saying. Discover the truth of.
I mean, you could be like Gru, who
Wavering
wants to
sunlight?
steal the moon.
Oh, shrink ray. Discover the truth of the fading sunlight.
Excellent. I like it. Gives lots of interesting things to start off. What are your follow-ups on there? Choose 2 boons. I'll read them off while you're.
Vulnerability to fire, because
You don't like being
That's-
burned.
well, it seems like a appropriate thing for a guy who worships a big ball of fire.
This is true. You have a second boon.
All of these are really, really nice. I think I'll take a freedom from hunger, thirst, and sleep.
Wonderful. You are
Then
ever.
change,
Go ahead.
then change the.
I'm gonna level with you guys. I am not writing any of this down.
Okay, great. I'll just. Nah, never
Me
mind.
neither,
Just
so-
take rations and potion.
No, you are more than welcome to change what it is you're taking for now. But if this were an ongoing thing, I would write it down. But I am personally. I will trust you guys to not. I'm gonna roll +3 on all my stuff because he's not written it down.
Now I do.
Damn it! I gave up the ghost. The GM will then tell you what vow or vows are required of you to maintain your blessing.
Well,
My choices are honor. You are forbidden from cowardly tactics and tricks. Temperance.
damn it, my favorite 2 things.
Right? Forbidden gluttony in food, drink, and pleasures of the flesh. Piety. Required observance of daily holy services. Valor. Forbidden suffering an evil creature to live. Truth. You cannot tell lies. Or hospitality. Required to comfort those in need no matter who they are. So let me see. You are a paladin of the sun that is discovering the truth of the vanishing sunlight, I believe it was?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to go with piety, and we're going to stick with just piety for now because this is a quick impromptu thing that we're not making a giant big deal out of. But in order, you're at the limited sun up and sundown that you have available to you because apparently the days are getting shorter. It
Only
is
really short.
it is believed that if you skip in your daily rituals, which you will get to define those in a little bit. We got Brian saying winter is coming. Thanks.
Well, it is by virtue of having no sun to praise.
Exactly.
Filthy heathens.
But yes, should you miss your rituals and cleansings, then the days will only get shorter because the belief in the magic of said rituals will grow weaker.
Maybe we should force some other people to praise the sun with me.
I mean, there are 3 other people here who would love to praise the sun.
No, well, I think Sword Point does it a lot, but it makes a better persuasion. It's either this or die horribly via the fading sunlight, guys. I mean,
I'm sorry, that's just how it is.
But I mean, I like it in the dark, so don't press me into this.
and then I get an advanced move from leveling after that.
Yes, and everybody will get an advanced move where they can choose one of those from 2 to 5 moves that you can choose. Do you know which one you want, S? Or shall we give you a minute? Because I didn't do that with anybody else yet, but we can.
Probably Divine Favor.
Sure. Dedicate to yourself. You gain. Okay, so you have some level 1 cleric spells. That will be helpful considering nobody else has healing. I will.
Heals blocked. Well, I have Lay on Hands.
Right, but now
Anyway.
you can also have the ability to do other stuff.
Okay.
Do any of you other guys know which advanced move you wish to take, or?
Yep.
Awesome. What is it?
The thief will take connections.
You've put out word in the criminal underbelly about something you want or need. Roll plus charisma. On a 10 plus, someone has it just for you. On a 7 to 9, you have to settle for something close, or it comes with strings attached. Your call. It's pretty good.
Mhm.
What's the name of the criminal underbelly that you are familiar with? Yeah, I roped you into it. Give you a minute. Awesome.
Give me a moment to come up with something because all I can think of are Skyrim names and.
And we're already praising the sun and have Brienne of Tarth. Jonah, do you know which advanced move you would like to take?
I have an idea, but I would like to ask first. If I take Viper Strike, which lets me add
Strike
an
with
extra...
2 weapons at once. Yep.
Yeah, but I don't have 2 weapons at the hand. So can I get a dagger, like something?
So here's one of the favorite things about Dungeon World to me, is your damage is not based upon your weapon. When you're in a
But
bar
I only
fight,
have a short sword, so
Yep.
I can't hit him with a bow.
so for example,
Closing.
when you are in a bar fight and the fighter looks at his character sheet in D&D, he's going to want to pull out his longsword because his longsword deals a D8 plus whatever damage and may have some magical properties and whatnot. Instead of being in a bar fight and grabbing a tankard of ale and crashing it over that guy's head. In Dungeon World, all of your stuff does the same damage based upon your class. So in Dungeon World, that fighter who is in a bar brawl deals a D10 for their signature weapon. They deal a D10 for taking that table and breaking it over a dude's head. They deal a D10 for kicking that guy in the shin. For you in this situation, you could easily fight dirty. Use your short sword, poke the guy in the eye, throw a rock at him. Whatever, like, it easily could be a punch or something along those lines. It doesn't have to be an actual weapon. It just says
But
for your
just
off.
for the storytelling
Sure.
part, I did want to have a dual wielding guy. So can I get a dagger?
Sure.
Or not?
Go right ahead.
Okay. Then I'm taking Viper Strike.
Awesome. Ryan.
Yes.
what
I
would you-
have an heirloom weapon,
Oh,
or an heirloom.
when you consult the spirits that reside within your signature weapon, they will give you insight relating to the current situation and might ask you some questions in return. Roll plus charisma. On a 10 plus, the GM will give you a good detail. 7 to 9, the GM will give you an impression. Well, as it's an heirloom weapon, what's the name of your weapon?
Give me a sec.
S, we have rolled back to you again.
Yes. As it turns out, if I just take the thing, I get to do the cleric thing. I get to commune and cast spells. Also,
Yes.
commune ties in with my thing I have to be doing every day anyway. So, I
It
guess
works
I'm doing
out.
I guess I'm doing Vatican spells. What's the question you have for me, Sad GM?
I actually don't think I have one now. I thought I needed to come
Hey.
back to you for something, but you are ready for the most interesting part of the character creation.
Which is bonds.
The bonds, which we'll all do at the same time.
Damn,
Gwyn.
I wish I wasn't distracted through all this.
That's fine. We can. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Gwyn, your name of your criminal underbelly.
I'm gonna go with the Den. Just the Den.
The Den. Are they all rat themes with their names?
Maybe.
Are
Some
they like
probably.
Unsullied, where we have Grey Worm and Black Rat, and
No.
because I don't know, we're stealing
it
from
feels a
everything
bit
else today.
obvious.
Some maybe have it, but nobody is forced to pick such names.
Is it the kind of thing where it is what you are called until you have proven yourself and gained some sort of station?
Survive 1 week and then you'll get a name.
Nah, it's probably more like, hey, you look like one, now we're calling you this. It's more,
Unfortunate
Well,
nicknames.
yes,
Excellent.
basically.
You're so
Basically,
happy
you
when
did-
they gave you Wheezy.
And then
Yeah.
finally coming back to Brienne, what's the name of your weapon?
Karakos. Karatakos.
Can you spell that?
Is it-
Because I'm not gonna have it.
Caratakos. Karatakos.
COS. Does that mean a thing, or is that just a random name generator from fantasy stuff?
I went on to ancient Celtic names and just picked one.
Sure. Does it mean something?
I can find out.
I more meant to you. Is that the name of your father's father? A prestige that he has passed down the generations?
I think it would be like a great great uncle or a great great grandfather, like who's like imbued himself into the sword. He was like, yes, this is my pride and joy, and it's sort of been passed down as like an heirloom, but not as a actual fighting thing.
So you using it to murder people is the
It's
first
kind of
time.
new, yeah.
It's like, this is kind of a cool thing, a symbol of some sort of station, but I'm going to use it to hurt people.
Yeah,
Excellent.
of course.
So now we're going to come down to the last section. On the bottoms of your sheets, you guys will have a thing that says bonds. And this is where kind of things begin to separate more from Dungeon World from other systems. Is they have a built-in mechanic for your relationship with the other members of the party. We're going to go and pick one of these things for each person so that somebody has a bond with everybody else. It's going to describe your relationship with them. If there is not something that you feel is appropriate in your little sheet, we can make it up. It has a secondary factor of when two players feel that their bond no longer describes their character's relationship, they remove that bond, mark experience, and write a new bond. So as your relation, it encourages you to build and change your inter-character relationships so that you can continue to evolve. It's, once again, rewarding roleplay. So if anybody has any ideas, pick another player, say the bond, and see whether or not that player agrees. And I will let anybody but S go first because he's still not changed his name to match the name of his character.
Nope.
That's right, you dropped out for a moment, so.
Hmm.
So, by the way, I got the bear's name.
Excellent.
Hogweed. Hogweed.
Can you spell that for me?
Bear.
If you want to type it instead
yeah.
of trying to, because I know it's a second language situation. Hogweed. Okay.
Well, it's a translation joke. Hogweed means medvetap in Hungarian, and it's the name of a plant. And medve is bear in English. So
Gotcha.
it's just a joke.
That's not. One of the things that I love are tropes and cliches, and if we can hit them, I believe somebody said they have never played a fantasy RPG before.
I haven't, but
There-
I've seen enough fantasy to know where I want to go.
You've seen Lord of the Rings, you've seen Game of Thrones, you are on board.
Yeah, not
Excellent.
Lord of the Rings though.
I
Oh.
think I have one bond.
Sure.
I have as well one.
Yeah, one.
Lux Augustino's incriminating details about me.
I'm sorry. Oh, Lux. The Paladin knows incriminating details about you. Does that sound good to you, Lux?
Oh God.
Well, you did try and steal my sword the first time we met. I mean, it does get a bit ham-fisted there, Black.
That sounds like acceptance. And you've already. Go ahead.
It was not stealing.
Luckily for me, I think your misguided behaviour endangers your very soul, so I'm willing to try and look out for you there, bud.
It was not stealing. I lent it. I borrowed it. I needed to.
I was
needed
gonna.
it.
I was gonna give it back to you in your back in the dark of night while you slept.
Well, I will give. Well, I will gladly. If you try it again, I'll gladly give it to you, in your throat, by the
Man.
power invested in me by our holy god Solarius.
Praise the
So-
sun.
Praise the sun.
So you guys may both mark down that bond, and who else thinks they have a bond? I believe Becton or Jonah said he had a idea.
Yes, I would say that Black Rat has no respect for nature, so I have no respect for him.
Yeah, that fits. Like he's a city kid, so nature is for him is the rats and weeds under the sewer. So
So going out and camping is not what you're all about.
I think to
Excellent.
steal.
Brienne.
I think I will go with. I have sworn to protect Jonah.
Okay.
He has saved me in the wild when I was traveling, so in return, I swore to protect him. I will not
So-
let harm come to him.
We could do that double bond. I have guided Brienne before, and they owe me for it.
Is this
Yeah, that
a
sounds good.
is this a personal code of honor type thing, or is this a societal code of honor, or just maybe a tribal style? Is this something you've grown up, or is this just a more of like I'm going to hang with him until I save his life, and then we're square?
It's sort of a cocky adventure thing. It's like, oh wow, I really wasn't prepared. You saved me. I guess I'll just sort of like protect you now because you done me a good. Sort of. She has no idea where it leads to. She just goes with, I'm going to protect you.
So
Excellent.
I would say that.
Yeah, I protect you.
Oh.
Yes.
So I would say that he almost ate some poisonous mushrooms or something in the wilds before.
It sounded like a good idea at the time, right? You were hungry.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
And I stopped him or something.
You don't want to be doing that there, friend. So,
Um,
does anybody else have any bonds that they would like to establish? Maybe not even necessarily the ones that are written down. Go ahead.
yeah, I have one. So I would like to say that Lux Augustine is afraid of my bear, so I will show her that he's friendly.
Does not so similar to the does not understand the life in the wild, and you will teach them, or is this not
Since even when I'm in the city, he's with me, so I would
Yeah.
like him to be.
that's totally,
So
it's totally plausible at the very least.
and it's one big bear, so I
Lux,
would
how do you
guess
feel
that-
about that?
Being punched. I'm being tugged one way or another, so I am very sorry because something just happened and I've had to look away for a second.
That's fine.
What is the bond again, in like a nutshell?
that
you're
you are afraid
basically
of my bear.
You're afraid of the bear.
and I will help you.
I am not
Get
afraid of
over
the
it.
bear. It just wants to eat my face, and I'm a sensible person for it. Okay?
So, what happens
Okay.
that caused this misunderstanding that
Well,
Jonah sees as fear and
well-
Lux is pretty sure it's going to eat him?
Well,
I have an
you
idea
know,
for that.
you know when the phrase "Does a bear shit in the woods" it comes up, and the answer
That'd be
that's
handy.
going to be, of course it does. I was lucky. I found out about that firsthand, and let me tell you, bears do not like it when you interrupt them shitting in the woods. The damn things were made by Lunos, so
I
can
heard
go
a
kiss
name
my ass.
there.
damn things were made by Lunos anyway. They can go kiss my ass.
Excellent. Which anime is that
That's
from?
manga.
It's not.
Oh.
Lunas, that's just a derivation from Luna, so moon just.
No, that's fine. I was just
Yeah.
assuming.
Oh,
I try not to let Animu in anything.
Unlike-
yeah. Now I
Go
have
ahead.
even an idea of Black Rats and Lux's relationship.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So if there's no other bonds that anybody wishes to establish, I'm going to go into my little scene, and then we're going to take a quick break to grab a drink, and we're going to come back in and we're going to see how that scene plays out and where it takes us before we kill Lux as an agent of the sun.
Praise.
Praise the sun. You guys ready? No other questions?
Yeah.
Excellent. So the camera opens up with a picture of the fading sunlight here in our little world, pulling down slowly through a couple of clouds, past the little birds that are flying by on their way to and fro, enjoying the last little bit of sunlight in this day. It's not exactly late, but the days have been getting shorter. Comes down a little bit farther, through some trees, and then comes out, and there's a trail of smoke. Perhaps a campfire, perhaps a bit of adventurers, or just common folk, going about the land. But then this trail of smoke gets blacker and thicker as it comes closer to the ground. Then all of a sudden, it's not actually from a campfire. There's a carriage. It is on fire. Our camera is pulled back to reveal a group of 4 folks whose eyes are stinging from smoke and hear the sounds of what may be battle being joined. What do you do? And with that, we're going to take a couple of minutes. You guys can roll that about in your head.